And there we are finally, after a little bit of back and forth. 1 second, let me turn my volume down because God knows I don't want to hear my own voice. That is something that only you have to deal with. Let's see, pull this up, and I will let you all know that the lady is abed. The guests have been filed away into various torture and pleasure chambers, depending upon performance. The toys have been put away, and it's time for a bun to play, or in this case, to run. We are playing Cyberpunk Red, A Pound of Flesh and Steel. This is Geek Squad, episode 0. It's more of a preamble than an official episode. To the new season, season 3. And this episode, if you look down, is called A Red Balloon. What does that refer to? Who knows? Probably just me just being silly, you know. I'm going to have you introduce yourselves. Normally I would ask you where your head's at, but that's actually going to be the major content of a lot of what we're going to be doing tonight. So instead, just tell us who you are and who you're playing, and then we will get right to it. Let's start out with this fine young goblin who is trying to fix one of the little DJ stands and is currently being held by a nice little cyber lady. Please introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Goth Gamer Goblin. You can call me Franny. I play Sprocket. I am the team's tech. I'm a solo tech. I'm not like a flavor of hybrid. I've debated it, but you know, we're focusing here. So Sprocket is a character that grew up in the junkyard, as far as they know. Well, they are feisty. They are very. I mean, look at their face. They literally have metal teeth. They will. Let's just say they're very much a fan of violence. And defending their little found family. Yeah. I'm Franny. That's me. Hi. What up?
Hello, Franny.
I'm so bad at intros.
All right, and let's zip around over here because I happen to know watching other people dance and probably cutting a bit of a rug herself is Sedusa. I'm going to turn you around. Actually, I'm going to put you up here so I can see you a little better because this tail spiral will only let me get in so close. There we go. And introduce yourself, please, Sedusa.
Hello, I am the full-time medic. We have another part-time medic in our group, but I am the full-time medic. I am the resident snake lady with a bunch of little eyes on my head, doing a bunch of little dancing, hoping that I figure out how to work this body of mine. Heck yeah. Is that good?
No. Keep going.
Damn it.
I'm going to go to the kill menu. No. Okay. That was lovely.
No.
That was lovely.
Okay.
We also have Whiteout, who is currently listening to the music. Whiteout is not here just yet. We are hoping Whiteout joins us very soon. Whiteout is actually the newest member of the crew. Someone that was picked up while dealing with a good doctor and has now joined after talking with what did we call her? Big Frosty or whatever her name is. Madam Cold. Of their old group, which is the Kodiak clan. Yes, check your notes. Because God knows I never remember anybody's name.
I'm
the
note
not have
bitch.
a Kara. You are.
No
Kara.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, names are unimportant in when running a game. And I'm sure like every other DM and GM just went, but that's okay. Alright. So we'll deal with Whiteout later. Let's see. Who else? We got Lupa, who's also not here at the moment. Hopefully Lupa will be showing up.
Lupa will not be here.
Lupa will not be here. Lupa is out of town. And Lupa also forgot their character sheet, though I told them they didn't need their character sheet for this, but that's okay. They got other stuff to do. Lupa is spending a lot of time sort of focusing and perhaps pack mama bearing on this lovely young woman, Nyx. Nyx, introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Xeris, or just Ceres. No Xeris about it. I
dare.
play the. I have to slide it in there, bud. I play Nyx, the Bat Cat exotic cybernetic, who is a lawless lawman. So basically what is it, mafia street member,
Yeah,
Peaky Blinders and all that such.
yeah, you're basically
So-
a member of a gang.
Yeah.
But
He's more like the leader, but yeah.
well, yeah, you're high enough in the gang that you can call other members of the gang to come and help you out.
I was gonna say I'm like a lieutenant. I've got my own little squad.
Well, actually, we are going to find out a little bit more about your relationship to your gang later on in this season.
Sweet.
Spoilers.
Okay, so it doesn't look like I wrote her down, unfortunately. I think I was too busy catching up on other notes. Because there was a lot of conversation that was happening, specifically with Nyx yelling at Whiteout. so I
sounds
chose
right.
to focus more on that than on that lady's name.
No worries, no worries. I mean, after all, you just failed me. That's all.
I know. I let you down
Whoa.
so terribly.
For those of you who are wondering where they are, if you haven't been here for all of the seasons, this is the Purple Paradise, at one time known as the Purple Kitty, but now it is the Purple Paradise, as it is sort of a joint operation between a squad of lovely cat girls and a squad of demonic individuals. Succubuses mostly. They're all exotics. Everybody here is an exotic for the most part. They're either a member of the Pound or of the junkyard that surrounds the Pound, one way or the other. This is where members of the Pound come to relax, to enjoy the spoils and their victories, and maybe get a little something on the side.
Hey, Bon, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead. There's
Just
even
one
a
question.
pool.
What is the is there like a chest or something in the pool? What is this little thingy
What is what thingy?
in the pool?
Oh, that?
There's okay. Yeah, I just want to know.
It's a
I'm
light.
curious.
It's a light.
It's a light. Okay, cool. Cool. That's it. I was like, is it a chest? Is there something hidden at the bottom of the pool? Okay, I'll shut
Wait,
up.
one second. Do. There we go. Now it's a little more submerged. And it's a little
Oh,
much of a
okay.
lot
That
more.
makes more sense.
Yes,
That makes
yes,
more
yes.
sense.
Okay. Anyway, so everyone is back from a pretty harrowing adventure where they dealt with Big Ugly. Big Ugly being, well, honestly, seductive. Why don't you tell us who Big Ugly was?
Big Ugly. It is part of a split
person.
apart single entity that was split apart in the lab. They are the part of the Cerberus project,
Mhm.
and Big Ugly was the part of the personality that went a little bit crazy, protected animals in the lab, but was also a big bear with a third arm coming out of their stomach and all that jazz.
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yes, Big Ugly was in fact a cyber bear. The Cerberus project had a lot to do with utilizing both regular intelligence and apparently AI intelligence in various ways for various, how to put this, both nefarious and profitable means, and some of it therapeutic, in fact. Big Ugly, Big Bad, and Big Good are all basically three of the same mind in three different bodies. Now, however, with Big Ugly down, the individual who you have now learned was named Benjamin at one point, who was a security guard for the first lab, aka the Ark. I can hear somebody typing.
I'm sorry.
No, perfectly fine. So yeah, now it's just Big Bad and Big Good. Big Bad is sort of he is a member of the packs from the Pound, which is a place where you can get your exotics on at cheap, so long as you don't mind doing a little wet work for the company. And he seems to be in some form of rebellion with the Pound. And then Big Good, on the other hand, is 100% for the Pound and is currently at the primary base, the base known as the Chrysalis. There are three labs, as you've discovered. the Ark, which is where all the animals were, and it was actually the first lab. The Burrows, which was the lab where the, quite frankly, horrifying vermin process was developed. And then finally, there is the Chrysalis. And the Chrysalis is where all of you were given your lovely exotic features and your exotic cybernetics. And it's also where your memories were wiped through the process.
Yeah.
And it's also where a very special agent was installed in all of your brains. An agent that is an AI that is advanced enough to literally have a mind of its own. It is not just a, like we have in these days, where a grok kind of thing, where it just has like it learns from you and it has different responses. This thing can actually comprehend abstract thought, such as value, which is why it knows when you earn like 500 credits and will immediately put a certain amount toward your debt and a certain amount to your pocket. Which, quite frankly, is some amazing revolutionary technology that they have used for a glorified debtor's prison. All right. Some of you also came back with some aminals. Who all came back with an aminal?
I mean,
believe
do I
that would
really
be
have to
Nyx
say?
and- That's true. Nyx has a fucking zoo.
Well, I know someone who came back with a rabbit that I did not... Cuckoo clock. That I did not even introduce, and I am feeling absolutely like the worst human being ever. Give me a moment while I self-harm, and Lunar introduces herself.
To a tone. Bun.
None of that.
Bad bun. Bad. No self-flagellation.
I didn't say I was going to enjoy it. Lunar, go.
Hi, I'm Lisa Jester. I am playing Lunar the Netrunner. Stream-wise, I am just your figment imagination in stream. Honestly, I kind of am also a figment imagination at this point. I'm just here. I know everything. I'm learning all the information. That's
Yes.
just me.
Being the primary...
Everyone knows all the shit.
Yes, being the primary netrunner, you have come across a massive amount of information, most of which, or a good chunk of which, you were able to verify while having that long, extended conversation with Big Bad. So you're pretty sure that all the information that you have, because it has been verified and sort of double-checked, even though it's a lot to dig through, you know that it is all true, that none of this is doctored or anything like that. You got it basically before, you got it from locations where they didn't think anybody would look, quite frankly. At least nobody who would come back alive. The fact that you survived that was, even Big Bad didn't think you guys were coming back, quite frankly.
Unexpected.
Yes. Especially when the good doctor appeared. Speaking of which, since Whiteout isn't here to tell us, Lunar, why don't you tell us who the good doctor is? Because that's sort of a primary character that might be on your mind at the moment.
About what I
want to murder.
Oh, which part? Which part?
Whatever you want to share.
Oh God, I can't remember everything I learned. Lucid cannot remember everything. Lunar, yes. Lucid, debatable.
Well, you can ask me questions and I'll tell you if this is something you know.
Don't
Did
worry,
I
I'm chronicling.
Yeah, my memory's garbage. Did we figure out did I figure out if he was actually related in some way to Sedusa? Or, like, big fucking air quotes around that, but...
Okay, he is not, like, actively related to Sedusa. He called...
Or maid.
Yeah, he called Sedusa his quote-quote daughter. Because he is the one who created the very specific... Well, first of all, he did a lot of the AI work here. A lot of his work and the work of someone named Malcolm, who we can get to later, sort of revolutionized this whole field. And honestly, it is when the good doctor was brought over to the Ark that things kind of went awry. And then the war hit. That would be the war versus Militech and Arasaka, for those of you Cyberpunk Red fans. Everything went to crap. But he very specifically, he did create the system where multiple AIs were used in sort of a crowning effect around a singular person. so that that person had access to all of these different brains and personalities and could do multiple things at the same time. And he definitely sees her as one of his most successful projects and someone worthy to assist him in his endeavors. And he's still holding out hope that eventually Sedusa is going to get tired of not following, the true genius and coming to him. There's a lot of people in this over here in the junkyard in the pound that seem to think that they're the smartest person in the room. That said, he's totally terrified of Malcolm. That said, he is terrified of Malcolm. So
that is so uncomfortable.
Yes.
To know that the good doctor is afraid of someone makes me so uncomfortable. Like, Sprocket already hates both of them, but me as a player, I am so fucking uncomfy. Sorry.
Anything
You
else?
make really good characters.
Oh, thank you. Anything else that you want to share about the good doctor that you've learned, or about any of the facilities or anything, just real quick before we move on?
We kind of figured out what they may or may not have, what they totally did release, or kind of maybe figured out what they released
Mm-hmm.
from the
Oh.
third floor.
Oh, you're still working on that one. In fact, I will. That's going to be something that you can do during your downtime. You have some
Cool.
hints, which will make it easier to find. But so far, you've not fully succeeded on it. You know it has something to do with AI, though, and it has to do with with the animals that have been experimented upon. But where the animals that you encountered in the lab were sort of like they're cyber animals, and they've got a little bit of AI. This is more of they're AI,
Full AI.
and they've got a little bit of animal in them, kind of situation.
I'll be honest, lucid is not very lucid and is bad memory.
No problem, no problem. I will say this though, your character definitely knows, without knowing like all the very specifics of this, you know that something, especially since none of you have been to Night City, none of you have ever dealt with what are they called? There's this particular group that deals specifically with AI. It's amazing. I know the information, but I don't know the names. Netwatch. Okay, like you've not encountered Netwatch. You don't know anything about what happened to the net or anything like that because you're all from the pound. But you do know that what information you have says that whatever it is that you let loose is not a good thing to be let loose. Especially if I remember correctly, I think the doctor even wrote a letter to you about that. Just
He
letting
did.
you know.
Well, he messaged me. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, that is something that's sort of on your mind. But also, you did in fact get a new best friend, and I've sent you the listing on that
You
best
did.
friend. But let me go ahead and read it out a little bit so that people know what it is that you've got.
I actually need to look at it, so
Yes. Where is this guy?
I pinned it.
You pinned it.
The screenshot you sent of me, I pinned it in our messages.
Okay, yes. It is a data rabbit, a biologically engineered data carrier. The pet's eye is a EMP-protected storage locker for holding sensitive memory chips. With its naturally fast speed and mobility, the rabbit can be released to keep data safe and located later using implanted tracking cyberware when the danger is long gone. And in your case specifically, it is like it trusts you. It has basically become a pet and a friend. And it's tougher than it looks. It's definitely tougher than it looks. It has subdermal armor with an SP of 11. So basically, it's as armored as all of you, as most of you. And if it bites, it will hurt you for sure. And yeah, the other thing to note, this is something that actually is hit because you got about 2 weeks that we're going to do downtime for. but you have an alert on your agent, the one that tells you what your debt is. Tell me what your debt currently is.
It is. Hold on, character sheets here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I have it written here somewhere. Not there. Oh, do I have it written in my? Oh wait, I'm blind. 6,970.
Okay,
Damn.
that is currently your debt, which puts you in C class, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. You do get a hit because this is sort of like in the middle of the month, and it's a way of letting you know that this is occurring and to be prepared for it. So first of all, did I give you the debt added for the actual bunny yet or not?
No.
Okay. So the bunny itself added 1,000 eddies to your debt.
Damn.
So it's gone up, but you're still in C rank. But it also alerts you that to feed and keep the pet will cost. It lives on what's known as a generic lifestyle. It has its own lifestyle that you have to basically do. So that is adding an extra 300 eddies per month.
Hey, Bun, you're kind of cutting out for me, so all I heard was 300.
My apologies. We're having storms over here.
Storm, yeah.
Yeah. How am I doing now? Is it any better?
I think you're good
now.
Okay. So again, like I said, you add 1,000 to that amount, but also you have to pay for its lifestyle. Its lifestyle is generic, so that is 300 eddies. So every month you have to pay 300 for it. What is your lifestyle? Are you on good prepack or generic?
I'm on generic too.
Okay, so basically you're paying 600 a month just to keep you and the bunny alive, just so you know. Okay?
Yep.
So,
what was I gonna say? Are we still for the housing? Is that still something we're worrying about?
You are paying for housing, but the housing is super cheap because of the way you have it set up, especially for the amount of space that you have. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that the way you have all sort of finagled it out, even though you have a massive base, because you're all splitting it and all of that, that's going to be an extra 300 per month, which is really good for the space you have. Like, quite incredible, actually.
That's way less than what I have written down for me.
Well, there you go.
Because you had change.
I'm making it slightly nicer then. So what that means is right now you added 1,000 to it, and at the end of the 2 weeks, after the end of these 2 downtimes, you're gonna add another 900 to your debt. Just so you know.
I actually have not spent much money.
Okay, if you want to start spending money to pay off your debt, you can. We'll talk about that during your downtime.
Cool.
All right. We will move our focus a little bit. Because we just mentioned a name, and as we mentioned a name, somebody got livid. Sprocket, why don't you tell us just a real quick, does not have to be long, who's Malcolm?
Malcolm is supposedly my big brother.
Mm-hmm.
He is a megalomaniac narcissist. He believes that he is the biggest brain in the room at any and all point in time. He has zero regard for any of the lives around him. And he is, as far as I know, the person who created the vermin. He is a fucking monster that, nobody likes him on the team, but specifically Sprocket wants to rip this man limb from limb. Both figuratively and literally. Sprocket, like, he is absolutely fucking convinced that Sprocket is going to one day make the decision to join him. Kind of like how the good doctor feels about Sedusa, except you know, Sedusa just wants information out of the good doctor. Rocket wants information about Malcolm so that they can tear them apart.
And he was so nice to you
yeah.
during the Trevor incident.
Oh, he's such a cunt. God.
And
Like,
what just so you can again to remind people, what is one very odd thing about Malcolm that you have been informed by the net runners and also your own self doing a scan of him?
he's got too much going on in his brain. He's got like a brain within a brain within a brain scenario. So he's got like think of an AI inside of a computer, inside of a box, inside of his head.
Yes.
It's this weird like Russian nesting doll scenario with brains, and what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. So you all have agents stuck in your head that have advanced AIs that are capable of abstract thought, which is, it's relatively high up. And then some of the animals around here have, their own AIs, which are slightly more advanced. And then you have like the AIs that Sedusa has, which they are artificial, but they have personalities and all that. But near as you can tell from everything that you guys have studied about Malcolm, it doesn't register. It honestly doesn't register as AIs. They register as two other full-blown, not personalities, but full-on brains inside the same brain. He has a trifecta brain, near as you can tell.
Like I said, like Russian nesting doll type shit.
Yes. It is very unnerving, and if you didn't hate him so much, you might be more scared of him. For that. Because the comprehension of that is out. You did not get any pets, right?
Nope.
Okay. So as far as I know, other than, whatever items you picked up during the shopping trip over at Fairview, you haven't added anything to your debt or anything, okay?
No. So the only thing that I picked up was grafted muscle and bone lace that I need to put on, the Kendachi Mono Katana, 1,000 eddies worth of scrap, and the choker that Sedusa got me.
Right. And you've already either paid for it or added it to your debt, correct?
Yes, I paid for everything then and there.
Okay, cool.
I also saved up all of my money, just like Looter did.
What is your lifestyle?
Generic pre-pack.
Okay, so at the end of this session, basically at the end of this downtime session that we're about to do, you're gonna owe 600. Where?
Oh, that's fine. I can pay it.
Yeah, where Luna's gonna owe 900. Okay. We would do Whiteout. Whiteout's not here. We would do Lupa. Lupa's not here. Let's do Seducer real quick.
I am finding out if Whiteout's joining. He's messaging right now.
Okay, cool. Sedusa. Let's see. We've already had a conversation with you about, what you found. So you didn't come out of there with any animals, correct?
No. I did attempt to get my hands on a repurposed one of the dogs, but that was through Big Ugly. No, yeah. I mean, not Big Bad.
Yes, Big Bad. Yes. And again, like I said, that will cost, if you want that, that's going to cost you 5,000, and it will be something that you will probably get before you leave on your little thing, because it does take some time to acquire and get the wiring dedicated to you. But it's not like a dog where you have to keep it fed or anything, so it doesn't add like a continuing debt or anything like that. What is your lifestyle?
Mine is the pre-pack.
Generic pre-pack? None of you are eating good, I'm afraid. But you're not.
That's not true. I have a whole bag full of condiments.
That's true. You were in fact honestly, the best food you've had was at Fairview during that barbecue. And
I bought dinner for everybody.
And again, none of you asked where the meat came from, and none of you want to know.
Nope.
Your sensors told you that it was perfectly good for consumption, and when you asked, yeah, but what's the source? They said nothing.
Mama Hog literally was like, "Don't worry about it," and walked off.
Yes. Okay, so you will also, at the end of the downtime that we're about to do, you will also owe 600 eddies, which you can either pay or just have it applied to your debt, up to you. The only time that this is important is when you move down or up a grade, okay? So if you go from B to C, I need to know about it, and because it's kind of a big deal. And if you're dangerously heading from a C to a D or a D to an F, that's a much bigger deal, okay?
You're not Doc Dresden.
Okay. So Lupa's not here. Whiteout could come later.
Just so I can answer a question for Whiteout.
Uh-huh.
If he's able to join, he'd only be able to join for an hour. So if he can we just like squeeze him in? That way I can just give him an answer when he replies back.
Yeah, if you want to.
Oh, hey, speaking of Whiteout, hi.
Hello, sorry about that.
No worries. This is, like I said, this is a preamble to the big session. This is the beginnings of what will be a thing. At this point, this season, this is season 3, the very beginning. This is actually episode 0, not episode 1. And in case you're curious what the name of it, it is a red balloon. Or whatever that means. Weird, huh? Anyway, did you come away with any animals in that from the lab, from the Ark?
Let's see. Wasn't there 2 animals that just kind of came with us?
Nyx has those. So, actually, Nyx has 3 animals. So...
No, separate from them.
Oh?
I have the rabbit.
There was 2 animals that got into the elevator, like, just ahead of the water with us.
Yeah, they didn't stick around. They left.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
they
no.
just ran away.
Yeah. Unless you actively tried to, like, stop one, they just left. Okay, so you don't have any... this is actually good, because it will affect, the money that you owe. What is your lifestyle?
Let's see. I think it's still on the starting one.
Oh, the first one? Are you on Kibble?
No. The one right after Kibble.
Generic, okay.
Back.
There we go.
We
Generic.
all are.
Everyone is eating not great microwave food. I got you. You're all on those Kroger microwave pizzas, if you're lucky. All right, and then of course we've already established right now that your housing is actually only costing you $300 because you're all chipping in on this nice little facility that you have underneath here. You are, with that price though, I will say to everyone, you are expected, if the club needs defending, that you
Oh yeah,
step
we'll
up.
be defending our home. Don't even
Yeah.
worry about it. Rocket's gonna make some additions.
Okay. So we're gonna do like 2 weeks of downtime real quick. At the end of that, you're going to owe 600. So 600 days. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Nyx, can I ask you a couple of questions?
What's up?
First of all, let's ask a background question. Actually, no, wait. Let me go to Whiteout for this because there was a question that I hadn't asked them. What I missed, we're just talking. Most of this has been a recap. I will come back to you, Nyx, because I just remembered something I did want to ask Whiteout.
Go ahead.
We asked Lunar about the Good Doctor. What do you think of the Good Doctor? Do you have anything that you want to share about the Good Doctor and your relationship to him? Man, your eyes are like really staring intently at me. Did you just say the Good Doctor?
Fear and loathing.
Fear and Loathing is
Las
good.
Vegas?
We are basically in futuristic Las Vegas, so that works.
Wait, did you say Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? One second.
Sedusa did.
All right. There we go. All right, keep talking.
Fun.
Yeah, very much a withering hatred definitely wants him disemboweled at a minimum.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. That's basically that's a pretty good thing. Now you've tried, right? And it didn't go well, did it?
No.
No. Okay. This is for anyone who it's pretty obvious that at the very least the good doctor is an FBC, a full bore conversion of some sort. In fact, when you first met him, well, when the crew first met him last season, his lower torso had been ripped off, and he was walking around on little tentacles that sprouted from his bottom half. And he still spoke with that nice gentlemanly southern drawl. Offered you all a nice, refreshing glass of iced tea. None of you took it, except for Sedusa. That's why Sedusa's his favorite.
You don't turn down tea.
Exactly. What is this, Milo's? Anyway. Okay, we'll skip
That's
past...
the closest damn thing I get to good sweet tea out here. Thank you very much.
We'll skip past this guy over here. I don't know what he's doing over here. So I will say right now he's looking around going, oh, wait, we gotta get out of here. It's bad country. Anyway, Nix. So, first things first.
Yes.
Tell us about your dreams of late.
I'd rather not, but largely nightmares fueled by clowns and very confusing, rage-inducing female boners.
Yes, it was quite a hot stripper clown. Yes, for sure. And a red.
Yeah, thank you. Never more wanted to both screw something and disembowel it at the same time.
Yes.
Fantastic. So yes, Nyx has apparently been having some unpleasant memories that have led to unpleasant dreams about the bozos.
Yes, absolutely.
And how they relate to her past. And all she's left is with this sickening feeling of she wants to absolutely eviscerate every clown she comes across. Because of the fear they cause her.
And of the fact that you remember, for some reason or another, and it comes and goes in your memory, this particular detail. But, see, did we just... Oh, thank you, Cyberpunk. Thank you for joining. Please enjoy. The thing is that you remember a birthday party. You remember a birthday party with all of your crew, and all of you were in your lovely little Peaky Blinders, green Irish IRA kind of, inspired little group. And everybody was having a great time. Everybody was having fun. And there was a knock at the door, and you opened the door, and there was just this hottest stripper clown you'd ever seen. And then that memory fades, and the next memory is you crawling out of a bloodbath through a small tight window, broken glass, cutting at your back, as what you were able to drag out could only just remember the balloons.
Yep, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I don't like that at all. It's made Nyx's back a no-go zone. She not happy. She not happy about it.
Might be
So,
why you...
yes, last time I believe, who was it? Sedusa?
Mhm.
No.
No,
Yeah, Sedusa
Lupa.
touched
No, I thought it was Lupa. Hold
Both.
on,
It was-
let me
Both
consult the
like a
notes.
whole bunch of
consult the
people.
notes.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people tried to comfort and hug in a drunken state someone who was going through a major PTSD, and it did not go well.
No, it didn't.
But nobody knew. Nobody knew what you were going through.
No, that's true.
So
They arguably still don't.
yes, absolutely. What is your current debt, monetarily first?
My current debt is 5,460.
5,460, which puts you right in a, at sort of at the verge. You're in C class, which means, of course, they take half of most of your stuff. However, you've acquired some things recently. Shouldn't say things. You've acquired some friends, some dear friends. We'll go ahead and read them. For those who don't know, while you were there at the Ark, which was filled with cyber animals, you picked up 2 cyber wolves. Cyber enhanced pack hunters created to be the top of the food chain, the new top of the food chain. Each custom security canine is enhanced with cyberware to improve the efficiency of the pack. State-of-the-art hydraulic jaws engineered for close quarters bone breaking, typically found in a pack, though some are sold and trained for solo use as custom security canines. Each comes with a free custom-fitted light armor jack. So these lovely wolves, and Sedusa knows all about these wolves because one of these wolves actually, if I remember correctly, grabbed you by your hair and slammed you onto the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
She also like shoved her arm inside of one's mouth and broke it from the inside or some shit.
Yes.
At one point, which was so metal.
Yes. You also have a cyber ocelot. Now the cyber ocelot, where the cyber wolves could be considered maybe your pets, cyber ocelot seems almost more a companion. It has more intelligence than the others. It seems to be more aware of itself. Specifically, where the cyber wolves have been clocked by the pound, they've never mentioned the obsidian ocelot. As far as they know, they don't know that it exists.
Nifty.
Yeah, so you do not have to worry about... You will still have to feed it, but you don't have to worry about paying for it. Howsoever, there is a problem, and you see it coming on there, and right now, your debt is flashing red. Because each of those 2 wolves is 4,000 eds. They're 4,000 eds apiece. So your debt just went up to 13,460.
Excuse me, I found them fair and square.
God
Why do I have to pay for that?
Because it's a resource that you got. And you know what? If they didn't know about it, they wouldn't charge you for it. Strangely enough, they know about it. It's almost as though there was some sort of AI in your head which could abstract value and immediately calculated it and told the pound and processed it. Oh, hey, spicy chicken sandwich. So yeah, right now you have a massive debt hanging over you. And it is so bad, in fact, that you are not just looking at possible D-class, you are being warned that you are getting that if this is not rectified by in some manner with the pound, that you will hit F-class.
Oh, good.
And after that, you know that there are a couple of options. You could become a good boy. You could volunteer yourself for experiments at the Chrysalis. And
That's fine.
other things. So you'll that's just something to be aware of. The other thing to be aware
Other thing?
Yeah, the other thing to be aware of, unfortunately, is that that's not the only money thing that you have to worry about right now. See, that ocelot has expensive taste, so while you don't have to pay for it itself, you do have to pay for the fresh food it requires. That's right, it's eating better than everyone in the group, or it has to. So that's 1,500 eds by itself. And the wolves...
Holy shit! Sorry.
Well, there's a reason why, people don't just have like a ton of these, even though they're super cool. The wolves,
Yeah, that's fair.
the good news is the wolves are only on a good pre-pack, so they are eating better than the rest of the crew, but not by that much. So that's that. So that's 2,700 plus 300 for your housing. So at the end of the 2 downtime activities that we're going to do, you will add another 3,000 to your debt.
Okay.
You will be at 16,000, which puts you straight in F class for sure. So you will have to, you will definitely have to make some sort of consideration, some sort of talk with the pound. Either you can, if you have any money to spare, you could go ahead and start just paying off the debt really quickly. Or during this downtime, you can take some dangerous jobs and hope you can make enough money to sort of assuage that. But more than anything, you need a job. Like that's like literally the thing that the agent is suggesting. The agent is suggesting because if you remember correctly, going to the Ark was not a job. It was not given to you by the Pound. That was something Big Bad asked. You need a sanctioned from the Pound job, preferably a dangerous one that pays well.
I am concerned for you, Nix.
Can I please get blackout drunk tonight and then do that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. We're gonna go over what everyone's gonna do.
I swear to God, if this comes up on my AI while Nyx is like in this vulnerable state, she is going to drink until she passes out.
Well, I will say this, just as a GM, when the spotlight comes on you, I really like to turn the spotlight on hard. Cool. Remember that discussion we had about how much I love Sedusa? Nyx, I adore you. I just want you to know that.
Oh, thank you. That's why you gave me the clown stripper, right?
Absolutely. Someone needed the clown stripper, and my God, Nyx was the one. Besides, you literally have talents. You're made to pop balloons. Okay.
Pop something, all right.
All right.
Blood vessel, probably.
Now we're going to go back strictly to Whiteout because Whiteout does not have a lot of time. You have 2 weeks of downtime. I don't know if you've read. I do different downtime than what is normally done in Cyberpunk Red because I like to add a little bit of risk and a little bit of reward for it. Clearing your throat. What's it for?
Sorry, no, I'm sick, bun.
Okay. Sorry. So it should be noted you could make a decent amount of money, or other good things could happen during this downtime, or bad things could happen. We in fact had one. Our nomad Lupa, on their first downtime, managed to almost kill themselves, end up in a makeshift hospital with a broken neck, and their nomad vehicle totaled that they had to repair. So, I'm not saying that it's, it can be dangerous, okay?
Yeah.
Let's see. Where is this? Up here. Okay, so these are your choices, okay? The downtime activities that you can choose. You can try to hustle for money, or you can take a dangerous side job for money. You will get more money, but you may very well get hurt. It's dangerous. Hey, Rumi. Welcome in. Enjoy you always. You can hustle for rep. Maybe you want to, increase your rep with some of the people in the Pound, or one of the other packs, or, whoever it is that you know as a named individual. Hell, if you wanted to, you could hustle for rep with Malcolm, for God's sakes, if you wanted to. And you can do that in a nice, easy way, or you can do it, once again, in a dangerous way. You can hustle for information. Maybe you want to learn a little bit more about this world, or maybe you got an idea that you're probably going to get sent to Night City relatively soon, because near as you can tell, this pack has never been to Night City. Maybe you want some information from there. Get information the easy way, or you can do it the hard way. And then finally, you can hustle and specifically gain funds to spend on your headquarters. Your headquarters are actually pretty good already. A lot of people put money in making it a nicer place, and so on. I hope you all have the rules out there, because I don't have them off of the top of my head. And I hope you've been writing this down, and if not, we'll deal with that later. And again, you can do that soft, you can do that hard. So for the first week of downtime, and of course, if you have any specific thing that you want to do, like a role ability, like say you wanted to use that downtime, creating things if you were a tech, or if you wanted to use that downtime for healing or for therapy, to try and work with some of your humanity, you can do that as well. And, all the little side things are still very much available. And yeah. So what would you like to do with your first week of downtime?
Honestly, probably take a dangerous side job for hustling
Okay, you want some money? All right.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, we will go through that one first because depending on how that ends up, you may have to spend your next week healing, depending on how you roll.
Yep.
So, 1 second.
Taking notes for you, my dude.
My dude. Never let it be said that I do not love Franny.
I love you too, bud. I do.
Make sure real quick. There it is. But yeah, I mean, you can do practically anything with this stuff. Those are just like the main things that have like a really nice outcome. Da-da-da-da. Okay. All right. Since you're doing this, you're going to use your roll ability. What is your roll rank?
It is 5.
5. Okay. Roll a 1d10 and add 5 to it.
Can I use luck?
You can use luck to increase the payout, but you cannot use luck to avoid the danger. So if you roll a 1, you still rolled a 1.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's how Lupa got like super fucked up. She rolled a bunch of really bad ones.
All right. Might as well go all in. Also, I cannot roll on the thing, so do you want me to roll real dice?
It's up to you. You can roll real dice, or I can roll it for you. I tell you what, Lunar, you roll for a whiteout. It'll be on your head if something terrible happens.
God.
Oh boy.
How much luck are you putting in this?
6.
6? Okay. All right.
What,
Give me a d10.
I will do this if you're okay with it.
You know what? I trust you. Even though I did roll an 8.
Shouldn't.
I was gonna say.
Too late.
I love you, Lunar, but you shouldn't.
Roll it. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Let's see what happens to this bear.
I need the confirmation from Whiteout.
Whiteout said they trusted you. I got confirmation.
Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Not terrible.
Yeah, not terrible
There we
at
go.
all.
We'll take it.
We will take
I'm
that.
was
going
it?
at a 5.
All
Middle
right.
of the road.
So yeah, so that is 5. Where's the chart that I'm using here? I got a special chart. It's just for me. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right. You ended up with a decent payday. Not the best payday, but a decent payday without having to roll on a little thing. You end up with 500 eddies. What is it that you do to make this money?
I'd say probably a bodyguarding thing.
Actually, you know what? That's probably I forgot. I created these rules, and here I am forgetting. But I know how to do this. Okay, roll a d6 now.
Sorry, bud. That's not stuff I have privy to. I can't take those notes.
It's okay. Roll a d6, and tell me what you get. Luna, roll a d6 for him. This will not This cannot hurt him. Just so you know.
5.
5. Okay.
That's
So
fine.
I'm fine with that.
you attracted some undue attention out there. Basically, the other packs realized that you were no longer a member of the Kodiak clan, and since they did not know that you were part of either the Geek Squad or the Monster Squad, a few of them thought it might be a good time to take one of the big bears out. because everybody knows that the big bears are full of all kinds of tech. They're one of the most cybered up of the possible exotics. So they tried to take you down, and they did not succeed. You end up not with 500 eddies, but with 600 eddies after you either beat them up and made them pay you to leave them alone, or you killed them and looted their bodies. Up to you. Either one will work. The pound considers this, you don't have to worry about any repercussions from that.
Probably taking it from their corpses.
Okay, so the pound is not going to oh, how dare you kill our people, any more than they would protect you from those people, basically. As far as they're concerned, it's one of those it's one of those situations where it's like, if you survived, then you're a better agent. And if you killed them, then they weren't very good agents, and good that they're out of the way. So, that's 600 eddies in your pocket. However, what is your grade?
It was the starting one, so I believe that's C?
You were C. Okay. So you get 300 eddies in your pocket and 300 eddies subtracted from your debt.
All right.
All right. You have another week. What would you like to use with this? Do with this week?
Oh God, I forgot how massive his debt was.
Like I said, you have the best kit.
This is very true.
Did you not hear how much Nyx just got added up to?
Yeah.
That is fair. I forgot what my starting debt was.
She's
I don't wanna
sitting pretty
talk
at
about
like
it.
13K.
Welcome to the club.
Well, at the end of this downtime, she'll be sitting at 16. So that's depending on what she does. So, what do you want to do with your second week?
Fine.
Gosh, it's hot.
Probably. Sorry.
No.
Probably a
Go ahead.
regular hustle for money.
A regular hustle. That is perfectly fine. There's no risk to that. Now, how much have you guys spent on the headquarters for the advanced thing on that? Sweet home. Do you know what you spent on that stuff?
Are we talking about HQ points?
Yes. Do you know how much you spent specifically? Because there's one specifically that will affect your downtime. And if you haven't kept track of it, you will have to keep track of it later, because I'm not going back right now. I do know somebody.
I haven't spent any specifically.
Somebody did do a morale boost.
Yes,
for
we
it.
have done a morale boost.
Yeah.
So you've done at least one morale boost. Does that affect just this first one?
And we did a lot of things for medic.
Yeah.
Downtime activities. Monday.
Well, this will specifically be headquarters. If you haven't spent it yet, then you have this money to spend. You just need to write all this down so that you know what your benefits are. Because as your morale boost, as you invest in the morale boost, that will increase certain things, including your side hustles. So that's something for later, since it I don't know what they are at this point.
You just did a basic side hustle, right? Whiteout?
Yes. So roll a
Yeah, the second one's gonna be basic.
Yeah, roll a d6 for that. A 4. Let's see. You hired out as muscle. In this case, this was basically time that you spent being a bouncer at the club, and you got 280s out of it.
100.
No, you're rank 4, aren't you? Rank 5, aren't you?
I meant because of the half.
Yes. But 100, yeah, it's 200. 100 goes to your debt. 100 goes to in your pocket. Also, roll a d10 and again add your +5 for your roll rank.
This is spin really fast again. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I'm so sorry.
What'd you get?
Ooh.
You got a 2? Okay. No real effect on it. There was a chance that you did well enough and you were sort of like able to talk yourself up enough that you might have impressed the lady Tabitha who runs the Purple Paradise, and you might have gotten some rep with her, but you didn't do. It's not like you did bad. You just didn't. You did what she expected you to
Nothing
do.
special.
Yeah, you ain't special, but good enough. Good enough. You got a free drink out of it. Probably some pizza. Okay, you're set. I'm going to come back and do everybody else's. I need 1 second. I'll be right back. Be thinking about what you all want to do with your downtime, and be ready to risk it for the biscuit.
Hearing that is so awkward these days.
Coquito.
That is my work nickname.
Oh,
Biscuit.
wow, that's even weirder.
Biscuit.
It's very weird.
I think that's adorable. I think that is absolutely hilarious and adorable. Also, why does everyone keep asking me to roll for them?
I was gonna say I can
be
roll
fair,
for
I
you if
didn't.
you want me to.
That is true. I just feel bad when I roll bad.
Like, I think Bun preferred being able to see the roll himself.
Which is fine. Just, I feel bad. Okay.
Okay.
You.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Next person to go. I'm going to save Sedusa to the last because she is the med tech and she might have to heal somebody. Somebody?
Fair.
Somebody. You'll know. Somebody. Let's go with the person who's most likely to want to use their roll ability as opposed to any hustles. We're going to go to Sprocket. Sprocket, what would you like to do with these 2 weeks? You can use them for your roll abilities like fabrication, improving things, inventing things, or all the stuff I've already listed.
That's pretty much what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to spend my next 2 weeks working on things either for myself or for the team. And they are going to pay me for it. So I know
one second, I
needs-
just got petted. I have to say thank you for the head pats. Now go ahead.
Because I know Lupa also got the grafted muscle and bone lace, just like I did. So I was planning on at least like building mine my first week, and then extending my services to anybody to see if there's anything that they need me to work on for the second week.
Okay. Then let me ask you a question. Did you buy muscle and bone lace, or are you making it?
I bought it at the at our very last session at the barbecue.
Okay, so you want it installed, but you also want to upgrade it? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. I have to upgrade it to make the humanity cost less. Because my humanity is already pretty damn low. So I need to work on it first before I can have it installed.
All right, well, we will do that first then. Let me pull up the little book real quick on that. Actually, I have that. I have an easy cheat sheet for that. Thanks, actually, to Diamond Dust's game, who runs an amazing Cyberpunk game, by all means. That's a month for grafted bone lace to craft it. Yeah, this isn't being crafted. This is being upgraded. I know it'll be the same amount of time, but she said she's going to basically put a week's worth of work on it. I believe didn't you guys get a upgraded tech center?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so that means you can work on 2 projects at once. So you can put a week on the muscle and bone lace thing, and you can work on something else as well. What would you like to work on as well with that?
I mean, I guess I could also. She's not here, but I could also work on Lupa's. Like
Doing the same
birds,
thing?
one stone type. Yeah,
Yes.
because I'm already doing mine. I might as well do hers too. Just do her a favor.
Yes.
And she can give me money for it later.
Okay. Well, the DV on this is a 24.
Okay.
All right. So let's
Awesome.
see. This is going to be Cybertech. So it's your Cybertech. It's your whatever your Cybertech is, which will be both your tech and your Cybertech, plus your whatever you have in upgrade. However many points is specifically designed for upgrade. Plus, I think. Do you have a tech kit and so on? Like, basically, tell me what your bonuses are here.
So I have the tech scanner.
Uh-huh.
I have the tool. I don't know if the tool hand gives me a bonus, but I do have the tool hand.
It doesn't, but it lets you have tools on you at all times.
There we go.
So you wouldn't get a penalty for trying to do something without, not having it.
Yeah.
But the tech scanner does give you a +2. That much
Yes.
I do know.
Let's see.
No
I
bonus
don't
from that.
think Chiron doesn't give me anything. Interface plug doesn't give me anything.
Okay, what is your Cybertech total?
My Cybertech is 14.
14 plus 2 more from the tech scanner.
Yeah.
And then what is your rank? What is your skill, or basically what is your bonus specifically to upgrade?
Upgrade expertise is 2.
2. Okay. So you have an 18, and you need to roll a d10. First, do either yours or Lupus, up to you.
Okay.
And this will basically be if you wasted a week or if you got a good week in there.
Yeah, I'll just do this in the pool. Well, that's a fucking 2.
2. Okay.
So that's a waste.
Was that for you or was that for Lupa? You never said.
That's true. I didn't. How mean would it be because I'm doing her a favor to make that hers?
Okay.
So mean.
Okay. All right. No, it's perfectly fine. Lupa's not here. They'll never know. 1 second. I got to drink or perish.
Perish Lamau.
Ah, yeah. Love it. Okay. You can't hear the alerts. I wish you could. I'll figure that out. Lunar has to explain why you people can't hear him, even though I can. I'm sure I've just done something stupid, but that's fine. We'll fix that.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you. My actual tech points is an 8.
Your what?
So don't we add just like my actual just regular tech to this as well? I thought you said that earlier.
That's what gives you a 14 as opposed to what would be like a 6 or something like that.
Cool.
It's already added in.
I know. I can do math. Okay. JK.
Okay. So roll again. This time for yourself. You selfish you.
It's true.
6.
Well, that's a 6.
Okay, so that is 24. Now you have to beat the roll, and 24 is your target number.
Yeah,
However,
beat it or beats it.
do you have 2 points of luck?
Oh yeah, I got max luck, baby.
All right. Well, since you got max luck, you are able to go ahead and get that. That would not be enough luck to do Lupa's, but it is enough luck to get yours. So you spend a week, and I will go ahead and say you don't have to roll again, obviously. So that upgrade is going to happen, but you only have a week out. You spend a week on it, basically. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Now, the next week, do you want to go ahead and work more on it?
I don't want to assume that Lupa can pay me this money, right? So I will instead extend my services to the team first, and if the team doesn't take it up, then I'll work for the pound.
Does anybody need anything anything upgraded or anything that they would like your tech to work on this week?
Not that I can think of.
Nope. Already had my tech stuff paid for last time.
Okay. Sedusa?
Hey, hon, you're muted.
Sedusa is muted. But I'm hearing typing.
Oh, that's mine. I'm taking notes.
Okay. Sedusa, can you speak?
Maybe she's in the bathroom?
Wouldn't that be amazing? It is possible. Okay, well then, real quick, Nix, do you have anything you want checked up? Fabricated, made,
Nope.
enhanced?
Good.
You're good. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to tech up for yourself, Sprocket?
Is it? Because I've got 1,000 eddies worth of scrap.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to do any upgrades on like maybe my utility tomahawk or my combat boomerangs, anything like that?
Does your combat boomerangs already have any sort of?
Yeah, that's thought.
I think they're already upgraded once.
Yeah.
I tell you what I will
That's
do.
what I figured. I
tell you what I'll
wanted to
do.
ask.
I will let you roll again
Okay.
on your upgrade, and if you get it, then I will give you the benefit of 2 weeks on this last week. So you will have done basically 3 weeks out of the 4 weeks that you need to get this done. Wait a minute. 2 weeks. 1 second. Let me check that again because that doesn't sound right. Zero cost, expensive. Why would they have everything but the... Okay, they do have hours, but they have the hours written down in number of hours. That's so... Oh my god. Who did that? 224. Okay, so premium. I wish to make a complaint. I want everyone to make note that Cyberpunk Red, specifically the developers, owe me $5. I can either take it from the developers or I will accept it from Diamond Dust.
I don't know how she feel about that.
Probably no, but you know, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Whether or not I get paid the $5 is different than whether or not, you know, I'm owed it. So yeah, okay, so it only takes 2 weeks to do it. So you have upgraded your muscle and bone lace. What we can say, however, is we will spend that other week then sort of assisting and making sure that it gets implanted into you.
Okay,
So
that works.
Yeah, I'll have Sedusa make a roll on that one if Sedusa's okay with it, and if Sedusa screws it up, you will die. So that's good.
Love that. Just kill the tech.
Okay, so normally those things are, if I remember correctly, 3d6 for humanity loss. Roll me 2d6.
Okay. Not that. I was just trying to move that out of the way.
Ignore this then, because my brain just went hurt Sedusa and then roll, and my brain just went, oh, okay, hello.
Okay, 2d6. Oh god, that's a 6. Shit.
Yeah, but it's a 6 total. So you didn't get like 12. So yes, so you.
Yeah.
So this will cost you 6 humanity points.
Okay, I am down to 29.
29. And if you get some therapy later on, you can get all except for 2 of those points back. So you can get 4 points back if you need it.
Okay,
So-
that's helpful.
And you now...
Join us in the 20s.
Yes. You may... Whoa. Whiteout, are you Hazelnut? You are Hazelnut.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hazelnut? Huh?
oh, the
What?
Fugi?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't concerned about it, so I was just like, eh.
All right, there's a little squirrel. Anyway, so yeah, increase your body by 2,
Sick.
which increases your health and your death save. And also, see, what is your body total right now?
6.
6. I think that puts you up 1 more rank as far as hand-to-hand combat damage. Let me make sure before I tell a fib, before I tell a lie. Because right now you're doing 2d6, right?
Yes.
Okay, now this will be for your brawling and your judo. So with this, you at 6. Does that increase? Yes. No, it doesn't. 5 to 6 or with a cyber arm. You need 7 before you can do 3d6.
Damn. So close, yet so far.
Yes, but you did get more health, which is honestly what you wanted.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And when I throw someone now, oh wait, no, that's never mind. Never mind. Ignore me. I did math there. I got there.
Well, yeah. Well, when you throw someone or choke someone, you do your body, so you'll do 6 as opposed to 4, which is
there we go.
which is more.
This is
Also,
okay, so that
just
means
just saying, there's also a martial arts out there that you can use later on that will let you use other people's body for the damage.
that's what I'm so excited to get. Oh, that's the next thing on my list.
Okay.
So what does that make my health then?
You want me
I'm
to
at
do?
35 max now.
Look at you making me do the math. What's your will?
My will is 7.
Okay, your will is 7.
I just don't know what the math is.
I know. There's a
I would have
chart.
done it myself if I'd known.
There's a chart. There's a chart that now I have to look up. Your methods of making it.
I owe you $5, bud.
Yes, you do owe me $5. But I also owe you $5 for the picture you sent. So
You're welcome.
that was at least $5 worth of joy. Okay, so your will is 7. Why is this chart all the way down here? Will is 7. Body is 6. You have 45 hit points now.
Yo, I went up by 10.
Nice.
Hell yes. Nice to have more than 35 hit points.
Well, there you go. All right. I love hobgoblins. Hobgoblins are amazing. Especially when they're voiced by Mark Hamill. Okay, so that is what you're doing for your thing. You've done your downtime, and Whiteout has done their downtime. Both of you need to mark off add 600 to your debt.
Or I could just pay it with the
Yes,
money that I
yes,
have.
you can absolutely pay it if you want to. By the
I
way,
absolutely cannot.
yeah, if you have the money to pay it, and if not, add it to your debt. Okay, that's you two. I love doing math and economics. Okay, let's go over here to Lunar. Lunar! Now, you also have some information that you can go through if you'd like to do that. And again, you can also do this either dangerously or safely. And I will let you choose on the danger if you go dangerously. If you go dangerously, the choice is either you hurt yourself or you hurt the info. So if that's what you want to do, then that's up to you.
We'll go danger and we'll do. Oh wait, hold on. No, it's both are too important. Let's just go safe.
Okay. Okay. Then just roll me a D10 and add whatever your little net running ability is. Your little roll.
Plus
power.
5.
Yep. Okay.
11.
11. Okay. You have 2 questions that you can ask me, and I will tell you the information that you got from here. And I will go ahead and give you one answer that you may have been wanting to find out, and that is the fact that, yes, the company, now, the pound is
Oh
not...
my god! Holy fucking shit!
Okay,
I'm
somebody,
sorry.
somebody scared you with a little sound alert?
Holy fucking shit, Sharky! No! Okay.
Okay.
No, I got a present, from Throne, and it's really loud, and it's literally just, you got me a present!
Well, congrats on
It
all
was-
that.
Alucard.
Thank you, Alucard.
It's... Fuck, Sharky, thank you. That was a lot of money you just spent on me. Holy fuck.
Oh, wow. Congrats. You deserve it.
Money.
That was like a
Big money!
$250 mask.
A mask?
Damn.
Awesome.
Handcrafted, full face. I literally just almost slid out of my chair.
Well, you know what that means, right? You're
Yeah.
you're gonna have to wear it on stream.
Oh yeah, no, that's the point. It is so I can do like a in-person camera. I just don't want to show my face.
Very cool. All right. So I'm going to give you one answer to sort of like a question that's kind of been, you kind of knew the answer, but now it is confirmed. You know that the ARC, initially, the funding for the ARC lab was in fact Biotechnica.
Okay.
And in fact, while Biotechnica, there's this thing that corporations will do where it's like they don't necessarily know what all the pies that their fingers are in, they don't know what the left hand is doing and so on. And sometimes that's on purpose. If they don't know, then when it comes time to, answer for it, they don't have to. Near as you can tell, Biotechnica is still taking some of the benefits that are coming from the pound, but they are not actively, they have no control over what's going on. And if anything happens to the pound or the labs, they are protected to the point that's like, that was not us. That was a splinter group of our scientists that went off on their own. But you do know that Biotechnica was, in fact, the company that started all of this way back in the day with the ARC, when they were first researching how to bring back animals that had gone extinct. And then after things started going awry and after things started experimenting with AI and all the other stuff, they sort of like, okay, look, we're not going to pay attention to what you're doing. We're not going to stop you or anything, and give us a little bit of cash and a little bit of tech, and we'll be happy. Specifically, you know that Biotechnica has made use of the irrigation systems that the pound uses, which is those giant spheres of water. You've seen them all over the place. You weren't really sure, other than the fact that they held water. But you do know that the way the filtration works, the water is it's purified in a way that allows it to still produce unradiated crops from radiated soil.
Oh, that's cool.
And
So this is right.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask Sedusa if she saw what I just saw.
What?
No, something. Tailspire just went, "This is experimental," to blah 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 blah, and like popped up a couple of different things, and I was very I fully just pulled my hands away from my keyboard. I'm like, I didn't touch anything.
Don't touch those buttons.
No, I'm sorry. I was reading up on what I wanted to do next.
Okay. It's okay.
And in fact, some other information that you found out, Biotechnica has relatively recently purchased a few of those spheres for some project in Night City.
Okay.
It's something to do like Project Garden Top Eden, something of that nature. Or it might have been the Gardens of Babylon. You're not entirely sure. They're like multiple, people are like, I got a cool name for this. No. Well, what about this? It's like, no, that's saying too much.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
But there was a paper trail, and apparently they have acquired some of those spheres. What that means to you, you have no freaking clue.
Okay.
Now you have two questions you can ask me that relate to the labs or the pound or anything like that.
Okay. Oh god. I will happily take suggestions. Lunar's brain's not all here, like I've said.
I'm going to look back on what our questions really were.
Yeah,
we got a lot of info from Big Bad.
It's true.
That's true.
Right.
We did.
Would there be more information about Malcolm in here?
Yes, there would be.
Sprocket, give me a question.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. I was really sitting here thinking, we could ask about Malcolm, but that's really selfish. And then you stole it out of my brain. Just more proof that we share a brain cell.
Franny, I was literally sitting here like, I can't just say, hey, ask about Sedusa.
Oh, no, those were that's where I was going. I was like, let me see if there's any general questions that we need answered, and then I was going to go to you two specifically. I was already thinking it.
Okay, so what question do you want to ask or find out about Malcolm from these files you got?
From the files
that I have.
Shit.
Well, remember, he was there. He was at the ARC.
Yeah. it wouldn't have anything to do about like our parents or anything like that. All we know is that like basically our parents like um
Well, no,
but
that's what he told you.
that's true. That's what he told us. We
Honestly,
trust
what-
him. About as far as
You
we
know,
can
I
go.
mean, if he's a test subject, they probably took a million photos of him before everything happened. Probably had a full family history write up. Because I mean, you don't just do surgical
That's
stuff on someone without a
true.
medical history. So his medical history might actually give you insight
Some
into
information. Yes.
Yeah.
Malcolm medical history, if that's an option.
Okay. You go through there. You do in fact find some images of Malcolm. He does look very different than the Malcolm that you met. But the differences have to do with Chrome and with the experimentations that was done. One thing that you do note is he doesn't seem to, past a certain point, because there's an image of him specifically when he was done with working with the good doctor. There's like an image of him sort of like, him and the good doctor standing, and doing that, handshake kind of thing. And they both have the look of, we're smiling for the camera, but we loathe one another. The thing that you can see, some changes, but no aging whatsoever between then and now.
Huh.
And looking at that, like, because he must have entered into the facility when he was still, like, a kid, basically. And then he grew up at some point in the agency for a little bit, and then he stopped aging. Or he seems to have stopped aging. You do find that, yes, there are, in fact, through a process that the good doctor was working on. Actually, a lot of people were working on this process because he originally, Malcolm was part of Project Cerebus. Looking at it, Project Cerebus, the first thing that they did was actually create one of the. You look at it, and you see this gigantic, three-headed, like K-Tech cyber dog unit, like the robot dogs, with three heads that someone has made to look like a poodle.
Oh, Madame Leash's dog.
Yes.
Cherry.
Yes. Yes. You see Cherry. Cherry was the first thing that they worked on with Cerebus. And then they worked on, there's the Gentle Ben project was underneath the Cerebus project, which of course is Big Bad, Big Ugly, and Big Good. You see that Malcolm was his own project, and it does in fact look like, yeah, there are two other personalities, but it doesn't look like they're not split up personalities like they were with Cherry or with Benjamin. It looks like these are outside personalities that were brought in. It looks like that this took place after.
I was literally about to say, like, does it list like what the fuck they did to his head? Because like that would be insane.
It looks like
they
it.
Brought.
Okay, well, looking at the date, it's okay. Looking at the date and cross-referencing something that you had sort of like looked at before Googling, basically, or the equivalent of Googling, about sort of like the history of what's going on in Night City and all of that. At some point in time, something really bad happened to the net. Something really massive. And one of the fallouts of that was some really nasty AI creatures and individuals and personalities jumped out. Things like the Soul Killer mechanism and so on. And it looks like two of those big nasty AIs was melded into Malcolm's head.
Ugh, no wonder he's such an evil dick.
Like looking at this, if you're not if you knew Netwatch, you'd know that this is big to the point that it could cause some problems for the Pound and for Biotechnica. This is good blackmail material, quite frankly. Malcolm wouldn't care, but the Pound would, for sure. And anything else? I think that's mostly it. Except there is one thing that it is up to you on whether or not you want to tell Sedusa, and I'm going to type this to you real quick.
Okay.
Because Malcolm, once he became part of this experiment, and because he was the child genius and all that they were all about, according to him, and apparently according to the files, he was. Yeah, they could literally get nuked for it. Let's see. I'm gonna send you a little message. So he had some pull, which is how he ended up working at the Burroughs project, at the Burroughs lab.
How he
Right.
tortured and destroyed these poor vermins into whatever the fuck they are now.
Okay, I sent you a message. It's up to you if you want to share that. Oh, I put the wrong name down, but it's Malcolm. I don't know why I typed it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I understood.
Wait, that Malcolm about Sedusa?
No, I'm sorry. It's whether or not you tell it to Sprocket.
Oh.
The way
Okay.
Sprocket said that, it was like, oh my god, were they dating?
No, literally, I was like, what the fuck did he do to Sedusa?
Yeah, no. Near as you
He
can
didn't
tell,
want her, that bitch. I can't believe it.
I will say, near as you can tell, he was no longer at the lab when the Seducer project was begun.
Okay, gotcha.
And in fact, looking at it, it looks like the Seducer project, one of the main reasons why it was being done is because what happened with Malcolm was deemed too dangerous to repeat.
Ah! Love that. I love that. When we fight this motherfucker, it's gonna be horrendous. Awesome. Oh, I can't wait to rip his fucking head off.
So,
Are you really though?
are you going to share the info or are you going to keep that to yourself for later?
Does Sprocket think they can handle it right now?
You can ask her.
I mean, literally from the corner, probably or wherever they are at the moment, we'll kind of tell Sprocket to come here, because I know they've been wanting to talk about Malcolm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me steal a sprocket. Come here, nerd.
So yeah, you were probably sharing some information about that you had received, specifically the little medical information.
Yeah, definitely the
I'm
medical
still- I'm still
information.
floating.
Yes, and this is when and this is also when you found out, Sprocket, that apparently Malcolm hasn't been aging.
Yeah, that's so fucking weird.
I'm just kind of like, look, there's more information, but you need to be in a spot where you can handle this. And if you aren't, that's fine. But I can't give this to you unless we get you probably maybe into therapy right away, or I just want you to stay safe.
I will say, just so you know, based on what this information is, you will have to roll a resist torture drugs. It's just like getting
humanity.
Yeah, it's just like getting a nasty flashback.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Did just lose 6 humanity getting my shit installed. What's the danger zone again, Bun?
You're fine you're absolutely fine until you get below 1.
No. So Franny, I'll give you. I'm probably one of the lowest. I'm at 25.
Okay.
So if you were to lose, what's the roll? Like a D6?
I was about to say, yeah, is it a D6 or a D10?
It depends on what you get on the resist torture drugs.
Gotcha. Okay. I want to risk it.
Okay.
I want to do it.
I risk it for the biscuit.
I had to stop myself from saying it.
All right.
I'm so sorry, Whiteout. It was right there.
Let Sprocket know what you have just discovered along with this.
Malcolm had, if he is your brother,
No,
Had
that
your
is confirmed. That is confirmed.
Oh, it is fully confirmed.
Yes.
Malcolm had your parents sent to the Burrow Project and converted into vermin.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Roll resist torture drugs without the benefit of biotoxins because this is full mental.
Yeah. Burrows. Hold on, I know how to type. Okay, let me roll this shit. And then got my D10. That's a 5.
Plus your resist torture drugs, which is what?
Is where hold on, I have to find it. Not resist. This. There it is. That's an 11.
That's an 11?
Yeah,
Sprocket.
11 plus 5 is 16.
Sprocket, do you want me to roll? Oh, 11 plus 5 is 16. Okay, that's better. That's actually better.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll your humanity loss in this one, or would you like to roll it?
You roll it. You roll it. I believe in you, Bun. You got this.
I mean, I'm the DM. Like, you know, it's good for me, whatever. But here it goes.
I know.
You lose 11 humanity. You lose your freaking
Damn.
mind. You, like, the day you heard this, you might as well consider yourself, at least for like about a half hour, like almost in a cyber psychosis-like state. You have never been angry. You can go angry and destroy some stuff if you want to. You can go sad and sob and just absolutely break down. Your choice on how you react to this, but it hurt. It scoured you to your core.
Let's.
Especially because not only knowing that, but knowing that for a fact he is your brother.
Yeah. Sprocket would know that they have a lot of stuff, like projects that they've been working on, and would recognize that they don't want to break that shit. They're very logical. So they would go have a breakdown. They're like, I can't let myself destroy my hard work. I need to have a breakdown right now. So they're having a mental breakdown. We're gonna need some therapy, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, torturing my character is fun.
So yeah, you
Say
shared
something about me.
you shared this information, and she like looked at you for a moment, and there was that little keep nodding and nodding. You're like, okay, she's processing, and then you realize she hadn't stopped nodding, and then you saw, you know, the tears starting to run down the side of her cheeks, and you saw it go from regular cry to angry, sad, mad at the world cry to full-on One Piece snot rolling down your nose cry, and just absolutely collapsing.
Awesome.
They're probably dragging Sprocket to the medical bay, telling Sedusa, hey, I am gonna need you. And
I broke Sprocket.
Oh, and I'm fairly positive that the second that her level started, her humanity started dropping, and her bio level started rising, Sedusa full stop dancing and sprinted over.
Yeah, you
Watched
got
what was happening. I was like, oh shit, no, I remember this. Come on, girl.
yeah, you got a full-on warning off of her bio monitor that she was crashing in just the absolute worst way. And to the point that you had to, I'll go ahead and say, roll me a paramedics real quick.
Oh, I threw that in there. I did not want that. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Roll again.
Yep, roll it again.
Yep, I know. I'll bring it out here.
Sprocket is crashing out, guys. That's what's happening.
Okay, well in that case, I got an 8.
Okay.
Can I help?
I mean,
I am also a met.
you can see that Sedusa is having a difficulty because she sees very much a similar situation has happened to her. and you see in her hand is like literally, it's some like a air hypo, probably has some form of adrenaline or something like that, because you're getting feedback from Sprocket too, and you're like, she's going more than just having like a nervous breakdown. She's close to having a heart attack. So you can roll your paramedics. If you get it, then you're able to grab the hippo out of the hypo out of Sedusa's hand and applying it. So roll your beautiful paramedics.
I can't fucking paramedics. Is that a skill from us or nope, it's here. What did I roll again? A 2. 10.
A 10. That's enough to keep enough of your mind together to do what you needed to do, but like you didn't help, you just stopped it from hurt, basically. Like
I'll take it.
Yeah, there was no way to do anything. Like you ended up first you hit her with something to keep her from basically having like a full on, because it's true, sometimes sadness can make someone, you can die from a broken heart. So you get her past that stage, and then the two of you together do the same thing that you did with Sedusa. You tranquilize her so that she can sleep and take her to the bed. I will go ahead and say that was probably Sprocket, why you sort of focused in on the stuff that you did, because you were like, I'm going to bury myself in my work.
I could absolutely see Sprocket doing that. They're like, I'm not going to think right now. What the fuck are emotions? Emotions don't exist right now. The only thing that exists is work, which is honestly probably what they did through most of their childhood to survive.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, childhood. Childhood, like you would have had with your parents if your parents weren't vermin.
Yeah, if my mother hadn't turned them into an experiment.
Sprocket, I mean, do you have a mom and dad? Do you have a mom and dad you love more than anything?
No, actually.
Oh, Lord.
And I will say go ahead.
Oh, Lunar probably like stops Sedusa from talking. Like, stop.
Like, nope. Just hand over mouth.
That wasn't in character. There was no funny voice or nothing. I just sound that way sometimes.
I will say this: the one thing that is hard not to think about, Sprocket, is all of the vermin that you saw with Malcolm that had either been lobotomized or had been attached to machines. Also,
or the amount of the ones that we've killed.
Yeah, and not to mention the one that's helping. That's basically the tech of Mr. B. And you know how hollowed that one is,
Yeah.
So whatever it is that happened to them afterwards, it was not a good life. You know that much for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to let you two, normally she doesn't have like a week to spend on therapy, but I will let both of you burn a week. That is you, Lunar, and you, Sedusa, to give her 1 week's worth of hardcore therapy. Or do you want to burn a week for that?
It's okay if you don't. I'm okay if you don't.
No. My thought was to try to, if I could split a week for you and then one for Nyx, but then that would be contingent on Nyx wanting one, and we both know that Nyx isn't going to do it.
Yeah, she don't want to talk about it.
She won't talk about stuff.
I will say, Nyx, if you want to, like looking at it, there's two of you here and you have the med bay. But the med bay doesn't actually, med bay gives you a bonus, but it does not give you an extra person. So you wouldn't be able to do this anyway. The only reason why you're able to do this right now, because again, Sprocket doesn't have a spare week, is the fact that both of you are burning a week for her. So I will let you do that if you would like. You don't have to. You could.
No, I'm definitely gonna do it. There's no way. There's no way Sedusa's gonna let her go through what she went through.
You could kick her while you're down. Oh, did your parents die?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Buck up, kid. What are you? What are you, 5? Come on.
You want to go cry to your mommy and daddy?
Oh, I forgot
wait,
you
don't
can't.
have them because they were experimented on by your crazy maniacal brother.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
fine.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Now, what is your med tech score, Sedusa, and what is your med tech score, Lunar?
Minus +3.
Okay, and what is your
That's
med tech
plus
score?
4.
+4. Okay, cool. And you're going to get help from Lunar to do this, but that's going to give you only a +1 because, again, but you also get a +2 from the med bay. That's +7. All right. What is your tech, Sedusa?
8.
8. Okay, so right now you're rocking a nice, tasty 15. For this to give her a good amount, for this to be really, really useful, it's gonna cost you 500 eddies. That's like for the drugs that you're gonna need, and also like you have to put her through a full brain dance simulator. But you have a +15 and you need a 17 for this. Would you like to spend some luck on this roll?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, how much?
2 immediately.
Okay, 17. So only if for some weird reason Lunar were to roll a 1 right now. When's that ever happened? Go for it, Jester. Roll that dice.
Give my screen a second. My screens have been going black and it's annoying. Oh, hey, here we go. Welcome back, screen.
Oh! Okay. Now, Sedusa, I can roll 2d6 or you can roll 2d6. Which one of you want? Do you want me to do it or do you want to do it? I'm not Sedusa, Sprocket. Sprocket. You both have an S name. You both have an S name. It's not my fault.
I was like, me or Sedusa? I'll roll it this time.
Oh, actually, you get 4d6 back. Yeah, they did the good stuff. So
4d6? Damn,
4
okay.
dice, yes. They worked hard on you.
Right. Yeah, they did.
And they used work therapy, I think, is kind of what they did.
Oh, fuck me. That's 16.
Okay, you lost 11, plus you lost another 6. So you had lost 17, so you only ended up losing 1 from where you started off tonight.
I was at...
Well, 2.
At the very beginning, like
Yes.
before we installed the stuff.
Yes, you were at 35, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you're
So
now...
that means I'm at 33.
Yes, you are at 33 now.
That is insane.
Yes,
Holy shit.
They got you through it, and I will say they probably got you through it, 1 with work therapy, and 2 also with you're gonna get them. You're going to get.
Oh yeah, we're gonna murder this.
Yes,
man.
we are going to do this.
I want to say that
I
at
want to
some
disavow
point,
him.
Sedusa totally takes Sprocket out with some of the stuff that she's been working on, and like some of the stuff that Sedusa asked her to put together, and she takes her out to the junkyard, and they just spend a happy afternoon relaxing and blowing shit up.
Hell yeah.
Well, after that harrowing adventure, Lunar, you still have 1 more question.
Oh fuck me, that's insane.
Sedusa,
Yes.
what's your question?
They're like, what's your question, babe? What do you want to know?
There's one thing she really wants to know.
Which is
There's a couple of things she really wants to know, honestly. But right this second, I think the thing that she wants to know the most, she's trying to feel comfortable in this body. She's trying to adapt to it, get used to it, because it's not like it's going to change or anything. Lord knows ain't got money for that. She wants to know what she used to look like, and she wants to know what her medical history said before any of this started. So I have a quick question for the GM. Do you remember the image I sent you of what she used to look like, or should I send that?
Yeah, you can send that if you want. Send it to me real quick.
Okay, that's
Yeah. Okay.
Just to make sure.
Image. We'll say that right here. And then for the viewers at home and for anyone who is watching my stream right now, you're about to see, because you do in fact get an image. Now, here's the thing. They don't have full medical records on her because she, while the device was created at the Ark, she was not, like, at the Ark. That device was taken to the Chrysalis to be installed. However, she was in a listing of possible possible subjects for it. In other words, she was considered a good candidate for it. And that is the file you have, which includes her picture. So let us share a lovely little picture with the folks at home. Let's see. Image. Image! Damage! Sorry. It'll take me a second to find it because life is terrible. What did you call this thing?
Am I allowed to put that picture in my notes, Bun?
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't want me to. Yes!
Image, where is it? Okay, it's B4 Studio. Okay. 1 second while I share this with everyone. B4. You have it listed as B4 Sedusa. There we go. All right, so this is what Sedusa looked like before she became the snake hottie that we all know and love.
Sedusa, can you send it to me?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm sorry.
No,
I
you're
was
fine.
gonna say, yeah, I don't have it either.
Well, if you look at my stream, you'll see it as well.
Well, I can put it into the general now that it's or I can put it into the I'll put it into the
Yeah.
art thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that works.
So this is I'll just do all three shots. This is OG Sedusa right here.
Yeah. Before.
OMG!
Yes.
Aw.
Before the amazing curves were added, before she gained like a full foot in height, before, and of course before any of the various little tentacles that she's got coming from her hair. That is who she looked like. That's how she looked. Oh yes, and you have a name on there, Agatha Burroughs.
Aw.
Hey Hellraiser, welcome into the stream. We are doing some downtime real quick as we're doing a preamble for the new season for the Geek Squad. This is a red balloon, and I have no idea why it's called that. It's a mystery. Okay, I'm gonna take off that picture. And then the other week, of course, you spent, as I said, keeping Sprocket from absolutely going insane and also having a heart attack from the information she just got that, yes, Malcolm is her brother, and her brother did, in fact, purposefully...
Experiment on their parents.
He purposefully targeted them both to be added to the Vermin Project and got them turned into vermin. And got them moved to the burrows.
Yeah. He's kind of a cunt. We're gonna murder him. It's gonna be
Just
awesome.
a touch, just a little.
Just a little bit of a, just a little bit. As, you know what? He's a cunt as a treat. Okay. So for now, let's see. We'll do Seduce in a second. But for you, Lunar, that means you owe 900 at the end of this downtime. You can either just straight pay it off, or you can add it to your debt, however you want to do it.
I conveniently had just enough left over after buying stuff.
Yep. That pays for your food, that pays for your bunny's food, and that pays for your lodgings.
I have 50 ED to my name.
And, well, you have less than that, because remember, you also have debt. What is your debt at?
It was added, 1,000 was added to it, right? Because of...
Yes. The bunny was worth 1,000, basically.
Did you just say wait?
No.
Oh. I had it in there. That's a lie. I had 100 ED. Just left over 7,970.
Okay, so there you go. 7,970 eddies in the hole. Which, when we
That's a
consider other people, not much, really. Okay, Sedusa, you had 1 week that you spent doing that therapy. What did you spend the other week on?
My plan was to spend that other week, well, honestly, both weeks if I could, working nonstop at the pound. And even like if the pound, like, I don't know, offers free coffee or, I don't know, a free hit of surge, I can, I basically
surged.
was going to just be like, hi guys, miss me? What do you need? Literally anything. Hard cases, soft cases, I'll do it all. It's all good.
Okay.
And then, like, if it's like an easy case, it's like I'll do like a couple of easy cases where, like, I'm doing one, and then Watson in the eyes are doing the other one. And if it's a hard case, we all focus and concentrate.
Okay, so then my question is, are you trying to get money? Are you trying to get influence? Are you trying to get information? Are you trying to get resources for the HQ?
I have recently got a very large swath of info, so I don't think I really need that.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that being willing to work and to do anything, like, the goal is to get money, but I would like to think that the fact that I'm very willing to just go in guns blazing on helping would maybe lift my influence a little with the pound, if at all possible. I know they like me anyway. Or they kind of did for a while there. But mostly I'm trying to get money together, because I think before the Sprocket thing went over, my thought was that I talked to Lunar and everyone about what happened after I got stupid drunk, and have clocked that, several of our party members have, debts are coming, and I don't know when I'm ever going to get out of this place. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I can. I don't know if that's a thing anymore. I don't know if there's a life waiting for me out there. So it's like, if my debt increases, I don't super care too much. But I want money in order to help my new family.
Well, you also might want at least 5,000 eddies to get that dog you asked for.
Well, that's like a perk if it happens. I'm trying to get that under the table.
And you know the problem with trying to get something under the table. You literally have spies attached to you. Now, your spies love you, unlike a lot of the other... They seem to have affection for you, unlike the other agents, but they cannot stop that programming. You know that for sure. You've probably had a sort of mental conversation on that, and it's literally beyond their control.
I may hold off on that then, just like send a message to Big Bad, like, listen, it's still something I'm interested in. Maybe just hold one back for me. I don't know if that's a thing, but just think my priority right now is making sure that we have fundage for what we need. If I pay a little bit off my debt, that's great. Or if I at least pay my living expenses, that's awesome. But I want to be able to help where I can. These people have helped me so much. I've got to help them.
You get a message from Big Bad that says, come across this on a lot of med techs, and just something I'm going to remind you. You can't heal anyone if you're sick yourself. Just saying. Anyway.
Send a message back immediately. I was going to send a message back immediately going, oh my goodness, you are just sweet as sugar, aren't you? Thank you, sweetie. I'll keep that in mind. I'm not going to go super nuts, but yeah, no, I do want to get some stuff done. Huh?
You don't get a message back from, but you get a emoji that's like a really threatening looking wolf and like a bunch of bones and skulls, and it's like, I'm not nice, kind of like attached to it. Well, actually, it says bad. It says bad boy in a way that seems like, no, seriously, I'm a bad. In the same way, somebody might go, seriously, I'm not a bottom. Anyway.
Oh,
I'm fine.
stop denying yourself, darling. Anyway,
Okay.
live your life, be free.
Are you doing okay? Are you doing this dangerously? Or are you doing this? You taking the safe route?
I'm not sure what would dangerous be in the contents of surgery. I mean, I guess
Dealing with cyber psychos and things of that nature. Are going out in the field and doing some field med work, things like that.
You know, the stuff that you did before that got us in touch with Big Bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Nope. There's Nyx right there saying don't do it as sweetly as she possibly can.
I can't come with you, so please no.
Absolutely the safest way possible. Because I'm trying to seem above board to the pound. I want the pound also to be like, that's our seducer. Look at her. She's such a worker. That's what I want. I want that. I don't want them to be like, oh, what a badass. I don't need to be a badass. Thank you.
Okay. Then I need you to roll a d6 and tell me what you get.
Seduce over here extruding like I'm too old to be a badass energy.
5.
5. And what is your rank in medtech?
My rank in medtech is 4.
Is it 4 or is it 5?
Right. Oh, it's 5. You're right.
Okay. Now,
It's 5 in the notes, but it's 4 on the paper. Let me fix it. Right. Go. I'm ready.
all right. Since based on what
Oh
this,
wait, shit.
go ahead.
Nope. My medtech. I'm sorry. My medtech is 6.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry.
That doesn't move you on the chart, but it does. It's good to know that. Okay. So I need you to roll a d10 and add 6 to it. This is for something else for those of you who are like, that's not how downtime works. Trust me, I got this. Hey, Lobby.
Fun is finding other
10.
ways to torture their sister. That's what's happening.
So that's a 10. Okay, cool. All right. You get a case from somebody within the pounds, like not you. Like you didn't work on a pack member or anything like that. You worked on someone from the pound. You could either work on someone attached to the corporate side. You can work on someone attached to the, to the good boys, basically, and Madame Leash. Or if you really want to, dress to impress, you could work for the, you could do something for the Chrysalis, actually.
That's squicky. Ooh.
That is squicky, but it's also very tempting.
Right? It's so smart, but it's like, ugh, morals.
What exactly would the job be?
And you just have to decide who you're going to work for, and now I'll tell you.
That's not. Come on, man. That's not fair. Don't do that. I'm making Brenner tomorrow.
I know you're making Brenner tomorrow, and I love you for it.
Attempts to bribe the GM.
It's all I've got. How much will each one net me?
They'll all net you the same amount. It's just who you get, because you rolled high enough to get some influence. So it's who you have influence with.
See, I worry about doing anything for the Chrysalis because they know me.
That's true. They do.
Like, in a way that I don't know them yet.
That is very true.
But that's also a good opportunity to learn about them.
It is. There's 2 people who are being very silent right now because they're like, we've already convinced her not to do the super dangerous thing. We have to let this happen now, I think.
Come on.
Damn it, no.
We got a whole thing to do with Nyx.
We do have a whole thing to do with Nyx. Damn it. No, I can't do this one. Leonard, can you roll a d4 for me?
Yes.
A 1. Okay. A 1 was the first thing you said, right?
Okay, that would be for corporate.
corporate. I'm going to do something for corporate.
Okay.
As tempting as it would be to do for the chrysalis, I just found out what I used to look like and my name, and I think I survived that very well. I am not pushing this shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
We already have
that's
2 people
fair.
that are barely stable because of shit that they're going through. I can't be a third one right now.
Okay, I tell you what then.
Yeah.
I will give you another opportunity to push though. You can do a basic thing for corporate, which will increase your rep to a degree, or you can do something very specific for a very specific person that is more intense and on the hush hush, but you will definitely increase your rep very specifically with them to the point that they might be willing to do you even more favors because they're already predisposed to you.
I'll do it for the one under the table.
Okay. So Velma calls you in.
Knew it.
I
And
was about to say.
she was wondering if you might utilize a little bit of your med tech and experience to set up something that she would like to do, her and her partner, that she would rather not be on the books for the pound because she's not necessarily sure she wants the pound knowledgeable of this. Basically, she wants you to help her and Velma and good girl Daphne have a child.
140%, 200%, absolutely.
That's
Okay.
I love
actually
you.
adorable. That's
All right.
adorable. That's
Fun, you
so
can't
cute.
keep taking me on a roller coaster like this. You can't have a start after session with me being like, I hate you. I hate you so much. God damn it. Happy Pride, everyone.
Yes, happy Pride, everyone. Happy Pride, everyone. All right, and you get 300 eddies out of this. You do not have to put any of it in debt. It doesn't matter what your grade is. Velma was able to get it to you. Just get it to you. And
You said 300?
Yes, 300 eddies, and you have both her and Daphne 100%. Like pretty much, you think whatever it is that you ask them for, they will do it for you. Now, obviously, if you put them in danger, they're still going to accept. It's just you will be putting them in danger. But beyond that, they'll pretty much do whatever it is that you want or need. And I will say this right now. You will never, ever again be without condiment packets.
Oh, yeah.
You are the ketchup queen.
That's what you get when you help someone have a baby. You get ketchup, damn it. You get the ranch dressing.
You get the
In
ranch.
Night City. Yeah.
You're the ranch ranger, the Colonel Mustard. Anyway,
Fucking nerd.
the Mayo Diva. Anyway,
God.
so yeah, and then you do owe your lifestyle and all that, which I believe is for you 600. So either add that to your debt or pay it off, however you want to do. Okay.
I think I have exactly enough to pay it for this month.
Okay. Very good.
Actually, no, I didn't even count the 300. Yeah, no. Oh my god, I still have money.
Nice.
Hell yeah, I
Hell
still
yeah.
have 200. I still have 280.
I have
Okay.
50 Eddie. That's all I got.
I'll buy you a drink.
I don't.
I don't drink. Okay.
You don't drink water?
I do drink water.
Have I missed anyone other than Nyx? Is there anyone that I have somehow or another forgotten? Yeah, Lupa's not here, so we'll deal with Lupa later.
Yeah.
We'll give Lupa a chance to
Yeah.
kill themselves in downtime later.
How did I know that was coming?
Okay,
Fair.
Nyx.
Not me clipping that immediately.
What were you saying, Sedusa?
No, I was just.
Okay, all right.
I didn't say anything.
Nyx, I'm going to tell you this. Because of you absolutely getting blind stinking drunk, whatever you do this week will be considered dangerous. But it will
I was
still...
counting on it.
Yeah, it will still have the good payoff. In fact, you have a higher chance of a better payoff because of where your mindset is right now. So, what would you like to do with your dangerous downtime for the first week? I'm guessing get some money.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I like from a purely technical standpoint. Nyx wants to do a dangerous side job. Money. But she also would, there's two things she wants to do about it. A, she wants to try and ask for this job from the pound, so on the off chance that she's edging on some bad debt, they're like, well, you did just do something for us.
Okay.
And B, she wants something big.
Gotcha.
Nyx is in this bad mindset, and I really hate to take it out on people that she loves. But she's got this squad, but she's also, she's a lawman. Got her boys. She's got her dogs now. She got Frankie and she's got Sin. Honestly, she's probably going to gather all of them up and very seriously, like, I need us to do a job.
Okay.
I need everyone to earn their keep here.
All
Let's
right.
be honest, I feed half of you.
So first things first, I want you to go ahead and roll your ability as far as calling your game. Now, I will say this. If you don't get it, it's not because they said no. It's because you caught them at a bad time when they were doing other stuff. Like they weren't around.
This is a D10, right?
It should be under your thing. Okay, so I'll look it up.
Or is it an 8?
Learn your abilities. No, no, I refuse.
No, I know what my rank is, but I don't know what it's out of.
Yeah. 1 second. I will find this. Toot sweet.
Isn't
It's under socials. Roll abilities. Now, what rank are you as a quote unquote lawman? 6?
6, because I was so fucking tired of my calls not going through.
Okay.
Finally dropped AT&T.
Danger. Back up on the 10. Okay. Roll a d10, and I am going to give you, because you've got these 2 wolves, I'm going to give you a +2 to this roll.
Okay. Are you gonna hate me if I insist on rolling in person because Tailspire has not been kind to me?
I will say this. You have been very good about, like, not that I don't trust my crew. I trust all of you, but I know for a fact I've seen you tank yourself before. So I know if you roll a 1, you'll cop to it. So in this case, rolling a 1 would be good for this particular roll. So go ahead and roll.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is going to be a 5, straight down the middle.
A 5. Okay, so you were able to get help from them. So we're going to add a little bonus to that and a little bonus to that. Okay. Now I need you to roll a d10.
Okay. That is going to be a 6.
A 6. Okay. All right, and now I need you to roll. And by the way, you survived the danger, just so you know. I am the danger. You were the danger this time, basically.
Always is. Unless it's a stripper clown.
Unless it's a stripper clown. I mean, you know what? Those stripper clowns, man, I tell you. They come in with the balloons, and they make you a poodle, and then they have the sausage, and never mind.
I didn't know that I wanted hot cyber werewolf Daphne, but now I do in my life. Thank you so much.
Yeah, she looks good, right?
Good.
Thank you. I honestly made this thing with both Daphne and Velma on the same stand ages ago. Like when we first started playing, and I thought,
I love them.
oh, I've already
They're
put it out there.
adorable.
Surely I've already shown this to you guys, and then I realized, oh shit, I haven't yet. Sorry.
Alright, so I passed the danger.
Yes,
Yes.
You passed the danger. You are the danger. So let's roll your Rodney Dangerfield, and roll a d6 and tell me what you get.
Okay, this is for rewards.
This is part of the reward. This basically tells me what you did, and
Can I add some
also,
luck?
no, this one does not require luck. If you wanted to add luck, you would have added luck to the other roll. Honestly,
No worries. I was
Okay.
just curious. Okay. Let's see. D6.
Mhm.
That is going to be a 3.
A 3. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let you roll again on that,
Okay.
but that will cost you 2 luck. Not that it matters. You don't have any luck. I mean, yeah. This is all
I
downtime.
have 7 luck, thank you. I just never use it.
No, what I'm saying is it doesn't matter right now because it's all going to be reset next session. So what'd you get?
5.
A 5. Much better. Okay. All right. So you have a choice here. You were able to find out for the pound, like you actually worked. Madam Leash put you on this. There was a new street drug that had been produced by some of the vermin, or at least the vermin brought it in. And it's a little too addictive, a little too much violence came out of it. And she needed it busted. She needed, and she left it up to you on however you wanted to do it. If you wanted to, take out all the vermin, if you wanted to find out who was behind it, cut the supply chain, however it is that you want to do it, you can tell me in a second. And you succeeded. So how did you do this? Did you do this bloody? Did you do this diplomatically? Did you find out information? What did you do?
We all know where Nyx is head at.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I paved the streets with blood.
Okay. All right. You killed a lot of vermin and a lot of a particular pack that was fronting the vermin. And I will tell you, though it's not something you could pursue, you did get some information that maybe, and this is just a rumor, but it is possible that maybe this drug was a synthetic creation of a certain individual that you know far too well.
Oh, god damn it.
So many pies to have your fingers in.
I know I should have ripped that man a new asshole in his face when we met him.
I love having hateable villains. I really do. Okay. So, this week, half of this goes to your debt and half of this goes to your pocket. So, minus 525 from your debt and put 525 in your pocket, or you could just remove 1,050 from your debt.
We're just going with remove 1,050 from the debt.
Okay, very good. You had a really good run. Now you got another week. You can do the same thing again, or you can do something else.
Let's see here. It's 1,050. I'm doing some.
Now, what I will let you do is have another bite at this same apple, because you did find out some information about the fact that Malcolm was the generator of this. So if you go on another dangerous mission of the same sort and succeed at it, then you are able to get enough information so that you can cut off the supply entirely. For however it is that you do it, maybe it's just because it was just too costly in terms of vermin, maybe because he lost every member of the pack that was helping him or whatever. This drug will not be able to come in if you wish to do that, and it will be another 1,050. Is that what you would like to do?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I use any form of persuasion skill here to basically angle that in front of the pound and be like, no, I'm already on it. I've already got the gang set up. I've got the info. I'm ready to go. I'll do it for an extra 20%.
Roll me persuasion. Or negotiation, whichever one. It's not negotiation, it's bribe. Either one will work. Or streetwise.
Definitely persuasion. Streetwise isn't bad for me either. But that was a 7 on the dice, and my bonus to persuasion is 14. So that's a 21.
Okay. They'll do it. But you have to actually succeed. So,
Okay.
I need that roll again. Base,
D10.
yes, another D10. You have the same bonuses you had last time because your crew didn't abandon you.
Okay. Is this one that I can add luck to?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I would like to add 5 luck, please.
5 luck. Gotcha. Make the roll.
That's a 4.
Okay, but with 5 luck. So that was 9 and added to what was your what were you adding it to again? You didn't know.
Oh, this is just the D10 to finish the job.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Wasn't any particular skill. This is on your end.
No. It was a skill. I had a number that I was using. Okay. So I will tell you. With that, let's see. So, you walk away from that with 1,500.
Fuck yes.
What was that? What sound? Who said what?
No, I said woot.
Oh, woot. Okay, yeah, woot's fine. I thought somebody was like, "How'd you make that much money?" It's possible on the roll, but you also have the chance of getting your neck snapped. And since none of you did it, I can only assume that that's what's going to happen to poor Lupa. Yeah. So you managed to take out a total of 1,500 and 1,050. 2,550 from your debt. But you also know how much just hit your debt.
Yep.
Okay, I've got the number right
Okay.
here.
After the payment for this month goes through for the lifestyle, can I please downgrade myself to kibble?
You might can do that, but there's something that's going to happen first. You are, if I'm reading this right, you're at, let's see, do the math here again, just make sure I'm doing it right. 14, so that would be 9, 15, 13. You should be at 13,910, which puts you in dangerous D territory.
Yeah, minus the money I just made, right?
I know that's with the money you just made. You were going to be at 16.
Is that after applying my living
yes.
expenses too?
Yes,
Okay,
that's with living
that makes
expenses.
sense.
That's with your living expenses. Because you were going to be at
So, wait,
1646.
Say that again. That was 13,000.
910 is your debt currently.
Yay!
Yeah, 15,000 is F rank. So you are deep in D rank. So you're sitting there at the bar, with your bros actually for the most part. Well, with almost all your bros. And you're kind of sitting there drinking, and you're thinking about how much money is on there, and you got that big buzzing light in your head, which God, you just wish it would stop. But you got your friends around you, and they're all talking, "Yeah, boss, it was a good, good run." And you got your sniper lady who's, has a hand on your hand. She's aware enough to notice how you've been about your back. She hasn't asked yet, but she's avoided touching it. But she has given love language through other forms of touch, to let you know that she's always there. Yeah. And your wolves are even there, and Lady Tabby, tossing them some strips of meat and so on. And a lot of the people around are kind of like, "Oh, dude, fucking Cyberwolves, awesome! Who the fuck's pet is this?" And then one person absolutely screams as a cat just appears. A obsidian ocelot just appears on the bar and starts drinking from somebody's beer. Totally nonplussed, The dude like screams and then is like, "Hey!" And then the cat just kind of like very slowly turns its head as like, "Do something," and the dude's like, "Oh, enjoy your drink," and then walks away. No one wants to play with the ocelot other than you. There's one thing that is bothering you, though. One thing that is, other than the fact that, you're massively in debt, but other than that, you should be happy. You've had a pretty good run. Yes, you got some trauma going on. Yes, it's not great, but you have your friends around you. You have your pets around you. You have your partner there. But do you know who never showed up when you made your call?
Oh.
Yeah, Ripper. Ripper was not there for either of those things. You were unable to, he wasn't even at the base.
How has he been?
There is a buzzing in your head, and it is not from the alcohol.
And she like kind of like tries to like fumble with the side of her head, like trying to remember how to answer calls.
Okay.
Like,
Do you have a Chiron or not?
no.
Okay. So you hear a voice, which oddly seems kind of chipper from the way you're used to it, and you recognize Velma's voice. Hi, Nix. So you know your situation, right?
You know, Val.
Yeah. I need you to come in.
What, am I gonna get detention?
No, we don't do detention. Well, we do, but it's not the kind that. No, it's not like that. But just come in.
All right, you better not be asking me to babysit.
You hear a bit of a hmm.
I assume Nyx picks up on, chatter here and there when she comes in and out through her hungover ears.
Oh yeah, no, she heard about it. It's just the fact that Velma, did not know that Nix knew. Oh, one other thing. Come alone.
Violation.
Yeah, one other thing. Come alone.
Okay.
You've never been asked to go to Velma's office alone before. Quite frankly,
I have a very
Yeah, go ahead.
quick question.
Yes.
My cat can cloak, correct?
Yes, she can.
Can I ask my cat to come with me, cloaked?
You can try.
Do I need to persuade my cat?
Well, you can. Okay, you have a couple of choices. One, you can try to persuade your cat.
To be
Two,
fair, it is a cat. It is a cat, Nix. Like, let's be real.
Well,
two,
we can have cat-to-cat communication.
two. All right, listen. You can try to persuade your cat with a regular persuasion roll. You can try to use an animal training roll if you have that. Or you can simply look at your cat with a look that says, "Come with me," and let your cat decide purely on its own.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Okay.
Thus far, this cat and I have had a mutual respect for each other.
Okay.
We're not so different from each other.
Well, the cat fades out of existence in that full predator way, and you feel a bit of weight on your shoulder, not your back.
Yay. Thank you, cat, for respecting my no-go zones.
Okay. It does take you, a few hours to get there. How are you, obviously you can catch a ride, if you want to. And Lupa can drive you over in Baby if you want, or, it's not hard to get Mama Hog to drive you over there. So how are you?
We're not involving anybody in our crew. So
Okay.
We'll take Mama Hog if one of her boys can drive us.
Yeah, okay, no problem. You get driven in. Not a lot of small talk from this one because he's kind of got that. He's one of those sort of old school, kind of big bearded boys. He's been out on the trail for a while. At this point, he's not like a prisoner here or anything like that. He just lives here. This is just his home. You couldn't imagine him not on a big hog, riding through the desert. Like, where else would he belong?
Yeah.
Weighs a good 250 pounds, and has that sort of. He has the actual gut of like someone who's actually strong and not like body shaped. He's not sculpt his body. He's just, like a strongman competition kind of guy.
Respect. Does he have good taste in music?
Yeah.
Nick's will vibe.
Okay. But like I said, he doesn't really say a word for the most part. As you're riding, he tosses back a little bit of some. It's basically like a dried meat to sort of chew on the road, and then he drops you off, and you see the gates, and you see the good boys, and they give a little nod as you walk toward the gates.
Try to walk by, keep my posture straight up.
Okay.
Keep my tail down. Don't want any threatening moves to them.
Yeah.
I will say it's probably difficult for her to retract her claws.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general, not specifically in this situation, but since she's been on edge.
Yeah.
But she probably does her best for this.
They
Gotta look prim and proper for the boss.
Yeah. The good boys, they give you nothing. There's no like. They're neither looking at you in a negative way. They're not looking at you in a relatively positive way. They do recognize you, though. So there's some amount of respect, just because they have some idea of some of the stuff that you've done. But beyond that, there's no way to glean from their reaction if they are like, aggressive towards you or positive towards you. They don't. Nobody like goes to open the door or anything like that. The moment you get to the door, your agent basically causes the door to open, because you are still in good standing, but the door does say your name and your rank, your debt rank, and your debt, in fact. And you hear one of the other pack guys who's sort of like just out here by the smoking by the fence. You see him like pull his cigarette up and whistle like, whoo, oh, oh. And the door opens, and you get into the pound proper. You get
quite a bit not to glare back at him.
You get past the area that looks more and more like a sort of detention block. You get past the area that looks like. At this point, given the fact that you have like your own place, it looks so squalid. You're wondering why it seemed so big to you before. Like when you first arrived at the pound, you guys were like, wow, this is a massive facility. And now it looks as small as, a small wing of a jail would look. Each of these little areas. They've got a lot of creature comforts, but you're like, there's only like room for like 2 or 3 people in each one of them.
Yep.
And then you get past that and you start getting to the corporates. You see more and more good boys, but you also see more and more, people in suits walking around. Doing business, none of them say anything to you, or none of them try to stop you or anything like that. Nobody tries to check your credentials. They just let you walk to the door, and because of who you are, the door opens. And you get into an elevator because you don't actually know what floor Velma's office is. And at one point, the elevator actually goes sideways. And then the door opens and you find yourself. Let's go ahead and do this. Boards. This office. Go to the board. And you find yourself. Let's go ahead and do this. Campaign. Where is it? Players. Someone clears the board.
Cool.
But only you get a body here.
Is that not a hazelnut back there?
It is.
Yes, at the time, yes. Okay, so Nyx was working for. Here, let me kill Hazelnut. Nyx was in fact working for Velma for a while.
You mean hazelnut?
Yeah. I was the assistant.
Hey, whatever works.
Right.
There you go. And you see Vilma over here in her office. Her with her multiple screens, the screens behind her so she can keep updates. A honestly kind of cozy looking office to the side that's probably where, she does like most of her reports and stuff like that. It's a nice chair. And then there's a not nice chair over to the other side, and you're not real sure what that's about, but you do know it has something hanging from the ceiling that does not look friendly.
Yay, the dentist.
Yeah, and some very substantial straps there. And she looks up from her little tablet and gives you a little nod. Thank you for being prompt. I appreciate it.
Quick as I could.
Yes.
The Velma.
Well, you are aware of your situation, correct?
Hensley.
Okay. Before I discuss any options or anything like that, I am required by corporate law to inform you what the possibilities are if things continue on a downward spiral. Your current situation is any fundage that you acquire will immediately go to your debt. You will not be able to basically acquire or stockpile any funds. It's all going to your debt until you get to at least C rank. I'm sure you know this. I do have here a nice little listings and a really good report from Madame Leash, which, always good, always great. And you can tell, by the way, just the way she's talking to you, that she's definitely doing positive spin on it. Either she likes you or she likes your crew. You don't even have to roll human perception for that. But if it does continue on the downward spiral, and if you end up in F class, the first things that will happen, there's a couple of options. We have exile. We will reclaim everything that we have invested in you, and we will send you out to the junkyard to do what you can. Sometimes people go out to the junkyard. Some people are very talented, very crafty, as I'm sure you are, and are able to earn the money to get back in, is the rumor. I will admit that is something that is told to specifically the vermin outside, and as far as I know, that has never actually occurred. Usually the people out there, they smell fresh blood, and the other option is volunteering for experiments from the chrysalis. Depending on how much value you provide, you could find yourself back here within a month. That is an option. Of the individuals who have chosen that option, they come back different. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. And then there is, I hate to use this term, we also have Suicide Squad level wet work, where you get to keep all your gear, but you will be sent out as a hunter, basically, for individuals who have either tried to leave without paying their debt to the pound, or who have attained F class themselves. The life expectancy of those is not high, and morally it will do something to you. Well, I don't know. It just depends on your morals, I guess.
Nyx kind of raises her eyebrows and looks down at her own self and then back at Velma, kind of as if to say, "Do you see what I'm built for?"
Well, how to put this? I do not have a hand in any of those wet work assignments. I refuse to work on those wet work assignments. Those wet work assignments are not always for well-armed individuals, and not always for them, and sometimes can incur. I'm not going to get into it, quite frankly. You know what? Those are your options, and we are not here for those options, right? We want something better. Yes?
I was going to say, I'm not there yet, am I, Velma?
No. And in fact, as it turns out, a mission has come down for you specifically, though your crew is also being requested. And it's a big one. And it's a dangerous one. And it pays well. And it's sort of rare. Usually I have she points back to the screen. I have a benefactor pop up here and they explain the situation. Then you say yes or no, and then we move on with our lives. In this case, I actually have your contact here. And you hear the door open up behind you. Then the door shuts, and you hear the sounds of someone leaning against that door and a match being struck and applied to, based on the smell, a very familiar smelling cigar.
This is where you've been, haven't you?
You turn around and you see who you call Lamb Chops, who everyone else calls Ripper. Hey there, darling. You about ready to go home?
You know what, Lamb Chop? I think I am.
He smiles.
What's the gig?
Well, for that, you'll have to tune in next time for the next episode of A Pound of Flesh and Steel, Cyberpunk Red, Geek Squad, Season 3, Episode 1.
Ah, the irony of being hired by one of my own boys.
1 second.
You have a point. That is very ironic.
Wait, what was that?
Being hired by one of my own boys.
Yes, you're
Very
being hired
ironic.
by one of your own boys. 100%, yes. And you are definitely going to be going, yes. And I will go ahead and, spoiler alert, they will be heading to Night City. Finally, the Geek Squad will be in
Fucking
Night City.
finally.
Finally.
We're so excited. We're so excited. Look,
Finally.
we've been through some hellish scenarios, okay? Lots of radiation, almost being turned into human goo, being almost eaten by giant cyber boas that I magically beheaded. You're welcome for that, by the way. I'm just saying, we've been through hell. We deserve to go to Night City.
Hey, here's the thing. The Cyber Boa probably wasn't going to eat you. Trevor, on the other hand...
Oh, he absolutely was.
Definitely was going to eat Nix.
Trevor was definitely
For
going
sure.
to eat you.
We were food.
You were guests at the picnic. Special guest, the best guests. Okay.
It's true. It's true.
So I need to see who to raid. Lucid, are you going to continue on past this? Or,
Ooh.
okay, Goth Gamer Goblin, are you going to continue on past this?
I'm gonna talk to my chat about what the fuck just happened for a little bit.
Okay,
So
well-
you are more than welcome to bring your party over here while I talk about the trauma that Sprocket just went through.
Okay.
And then
Yes.
I can drop them off with somebody.
Sounds good. All right, so we're going to raid Goth Gamer Goblin. I want to thank all of you for showing up. This has been a very enlightening game. No combat happened, but I think a lot happened regardless. And yes, Nix, this is what happens when the spotlight hits you.
Oh, good. I love it so much.
I'm glad.
I owe so much money.
Yes, you do. You absolutely do.
Oh man, this is the wrong game to play where you're trying to like, escape the real life where you're just covered in debt all the time. This isn't the game for that.
You know what the
No.
difference is? The difference is
Well-
in Cyberpunk Red, you get a gun and you get to at least try. You know what?
True.
That's
And-
true. That's true.
Okay. All right. Hitting the button right now. I will say tomorrow, probably during the day, I am going to be running an impromptu stream. I am going to be making my Cyberpunk Red character for a Pride Month one-shot that I am doing, I believe this Saturday. So if you want to see how I make a character and, a little be informative about Cyberpunk Red, by all means, come and join me. And if you don't join me, that's fine. I'm making the character anyway. It doesn't matter. Oh, and guess what, Nyx? She's going to be an ex-bozo.
Oh,
I hate you. I'm back to I hate you. We've come
Yep.
full circle. We've
Yep.
completed one full wavelength.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do.
Yep.
But for now, goodbye.
All right, nerds. I will talk to you later. I'm going to talk to my. Oh fuck me! Look at that! It's Fishy Bunnies, people. What? What just happened? Holy shit! I'm so shocked.
Also, there are no expozos. There are just those who repress their inner clown.
Couldn't be me.
It's okay.
Be
I'll
me.
rip them open and find it.
Hey, you two nerds. I love you guys. Thank you for your raids. Since I have you. I'm for real though gonna go talk to my people. So
You do it.
Sweet. See ya.
I love yins. Y'all be good. Eat your
Bye,
food, drink your
guys.
water, take your meds.
Bye.
Bye.
Shit.
Anything I need to know before I drop?
Nyx isn't giving you anything for free anymore.
I mean, to be
That's more the
That's
rest
good.
of us got.
Yeah.
very much so.
Nyx tends to carry some on hand in case she needs to feed her